confused.
Yeah, you're confusing yourself. Infants, toddlers. So infants are those that are when what? Toddlers, 2 years. 3, 4, 5 are called preschoolers. They're preschool children. Okay? Yeah, they're preschool children. So that period of growth is called middle childhood. Forward. Yeah, so some people call it middle childhood. Some they still call it early childhood.
From 1 to 5 or 3 to 5?
3 to 5. But their actual term that they use is preschool children. Preschool children. Just because that age they're supposed to be in preschools. So nursery schools, kindergarten, early childhood development centers, community-based child care centers, all those are the names of programs that provide early childhood learning for children of that age line, right? Yeah, so wait, notes on this one. So I just want to locate the notes of this one. Then we'll just go through it quickly. Yeah. Yes. The phone. Yeah. Got it. Okay. So what I want us to talk about the milestones of children who are in preschool, the ones that we are going to find in school. So we are dealing with those that are 2, 3 years, 3 years to 4 years, 4 years to 5 years, right? Mhm. Because when teaching and learning is happening, it has to be what we commonly what we commonly call age appropriate. It has to be age appropriate, which means it has to be suitable to the group of learners that we are targeting, so that they can easily understand or learn. So, in order for a teacher to know that this is what I'm preparing to teach my children is age appropriate, in order for the teacher to know that he or she needs to know the characteristics, the milestones, the abilities. Because a child who is 6 years, in terms of abilities or milestones, is different from the milestones are different from a child who is 4 years, 3 years, 5 years. So if you prepare content and also activities which are suitable for a for a 6-year-old child, 7-year child, you give it to 5 years and 4 years, means they'll find it very difficult. Right? So the starting point is to understand. Here is a 4-year-old child, here is a 5-year-old child. What are some of the abilities that this child has? Because that will also tell you what they cannot do, what they're able to do and what they are not able to do. After you do that, then you can begin to plan and prepare and say, okay, for these children, because they're able to do ABC, let me prepare this, so that they can easily. You also understand what makes them motivated. The man has nearly 4 years, 5 years. Chimezima excitement. What are the things that are attractive to this child? And when you know that, then your activities as a teacher, you are going to incorporate those things that are attractive, that makes the child feel more motivated. And then, if you do that, then it is easy for the child to participate and to get engaged in the learning. So that's what we want to begin to look at. Right? The most interesting thing is that when you go through this sort of understanding, when you go and visit schools, you are able to tell that this teacher, what he or she is doing is not suitable. You are able to say, yes, what she's doing is suitable. What she's doing this time is not suitable. And you also have your own reasons why you feel that is so, just because you have understood the characteristics of these learners. What makes them learn better? What makes them to be more engaged better? So our assumption is that you become an effective teacher at the end of the day. You get the understanding, right? Yeah. So that's why we need just to do a quick run of these milestones. So I will talk about the social development and milestones of children in preschool. The emotional, we'll start with the social, but our target is the social and emotional development of children in preschool. So all those that are 3 years, or we can start from 2. If you in a preschool member in this 2.5. Yeah. Maybe someone 2 years more one day. Then I'm maybe a baby class or toddler class. Immediately in the Anamina, I'm going to Sazara's way. I'm going to Sazara's way. When I'm 2.5, maybe 3 years. I mean, you're doing them and the nursery school. Then I'm going to nursery, toddler class, nursery, and then nursery school. Okay, so here we're going to do several things. One, we're going to understand what social development is, and then behavior pattern expected for a child in that particular age, for school, and the stages of development of this social problem of a child. So, meaning of social development. What do we mean by social development? Okay, so social development refers to the ability of a child to be able to live like others around, the ability of being able to live like others around, and also being accepted by the society. Able to live like others around and being accepted by, yes. We can also understand social development as a process of bringing the children up, process of bringing the children up into the behavioral regulations of the society. There's also a process of bringing the children up into the behavioral regulations of the society. Yeah, so when you talk about social development, it's simple because it's a way of trying to make sure that a child learns what the wider society does, particularly those that are around him or her, and then expecting him or her to display the patterns of behavior that are regarded as acceptable in the society, in the community that he or she is born into, right? So that is going to be social development, because when a child is born, they are born without this knowledge. So those that are raising the child, they must make a deliberate effort to introduce the child to those behaviors and those expectations. So when a child begins to learn those words and show them up, then we establish that there is a social development. Okay? You agree with me that every society has got its own culture? Yeah. So every society has got its own culture or way of life, and this includes things like language, dressing, food, etiquette, housing, taxes, so on and so forth. And culture differs from one society to another society. But each culture has got things that particular culture and a group of people regard as acceptable in that particular culture. So social development focuses on introducing those things that are only regarded as acceptable in that particular society to that child. Which means on the opposite side, the social development must protect the child from being introduced to those things that are regarded as not acceptable. Yeah. So maybe sharing, being generous, courageous, honesty, unselfishness, respect could be some of the examples that societies, majority of the society regard as acceptable values and norms. So obviously, we can confidently say social development, some of the indicators are those ones. Generosity, being able to share, being able to appreciate other people's needs, fairness, things like allowing others to have their turn. So when children show this, then we conclude that there is a social development taking place. What about children who are 2 years to 3 years? Because that's our focus. So if you look at a child who is 2 to 3 years, the child has got little experience when it comes to interaction with people. And that is why some of the characteristics, one, they will easily get annoyed. They will easily get offended. 2 to 3 years. Because socially, they don't have enough experience. So you understand. Number 2, the child cries for every minor and pleasant thing. Those are some of the indicators of the child who is 2 to 3 years. Social. So those are like a bit negative. But on the positive side, a child who is 2 to 3 years old, they can easily differentiate between members of his family and others. You also notice that children of this age can show that. So it's easy for a teacher to give them work, maybe to draw members of their family. But if you give this work to a child who is less than 2 years, she will not understand it or he will not understand it. But the one who is 2 to 3 years, you tell them to mention the names of their family members or their siblings, they will easily do that. Okay, number 4. Children at this stage, they always want too many things and to learn to do what they cannot do. Independence. Wants to do many things and to learn to do what they cannot do. Independence, or what we call initiative. You agree with me, children at this age, there are so many things that they can't do. Even Umanga Sapa, they can't do. But they always insist. They always want to do it. Umanga Mabada, they will not do it at this age. They can't do. But they will attempt and they will try to stop you so that they do it on their own. That's what we are saying. Okay? Number 5. Children at this age, they're always interested to see the effect of their behavior on others. They are always interested to see the effect of their behavior on others. And that is why they will be fond of what we call tantrums. You know tantrums? What are tantrums? Buddhista. Buddhista, they will always, at this age, us as adults, we are not confident that the children can do things on their own, number one, but also their choices. We will not always fulfill their choices. So they want to force you to do what they want. So they will either cry or do things that will try to put you off so that you do what they want. Whether they are in the shop, they have seen something that they want, kind of a toy or certain types of food, and you are saying it's in the dramas, we reserve. So out of this, they will cry, and they will not just be crying like small kind of. They will cry to attract attention of everyone, and you do it out of embarrassment. So they're interested to see the effect of their behavior on us. In other words, they're interested in the attention as well. So it doesn't only happen with parents at home or when they are out. It also happens in school. So how do you deal with those things as a teacher? It's what is important. Okay? So teachers, they need to understand that I'm dealing with Anna, and then at this age, they will do that. So you as a teacher, don't be so affected. If you are affected, then you're going to be making very wrong decisions. So, some of my previous students, when I transitioned to school, they were giving me examples. One will figure within an hour she wants to start eating. It's not time for eating. She wants to start eating. And then she begins to cry, causing all sorts of trouble. Disturbing the class. You, what do? You have to identify another person. Just tell that one, get this one outside until she cries and stops. Why don't you continue? Because if you say the whole class should stop, you attend to that particular person, now someone has noise. So understanding, that one is it's just a social part of development of this child. And when she grows up, maybe 4 years, those things will die away. So, right here, I've talked about attention. That one can also be another point. Is it point number 6? Attention. Attention. And I can add number 7, rebellion. Rebellion. So rebellion is what I'm saying. If you refuse the child will begin to misbehave. Tantrums is just an example. 3 to 6 years, let's just cover those years. 3 to 5 years, 3 to 6 years. This time, the child is now mature enough to enjoy companion of others. Is mature enough to enjoy companionship of others. He enjoys making good relationships with other children, particularly of his age. So he enjoys making good relationships with others, particularly of his age. The child is still selfish, but believes in sharing. Although he is still selfish, but believes in sharing. The child can tell stories, prefers playing in groups. He or she is cooperative and friendly. Can tell stories, prefers playing in groups, is cooperative and friendly. Let's finish all of the characteristics. The child desires to win approval from others. Desires to win approval from others. His or her conversation changes from protest to wishes. His or her conversation changes from protest to wishes, and the description of events and actions. From protest to wishes and description of events and actions. He or she identifies with own sex. He or she identifies with own sex. And loves to play with other children of his own sex. Meaning, girls go with girls and boys go with boys. Finally, identifies with his own sex, loves to play with other children of his sex. Finally, children at this age show independence, self-reliance, show independence. Children of this age show independence, trustworthiness, friendly cooperation with others. They show self-reliance. They show self-reliance, trustworthiness, and friendly cooperation with others. So, for a child who is 3 years and 5 years going into 6 years, you should expect these things from them. If they are undergoing a normal social development. Get it? Which means teachers, they can take advantage of the level of development of the children and come up with teaching activities that will make the child relate based on their interest at this particular time. So things that are done in groups, activities that are done in groups, they are more attractive to the children of this age. If you give them work to do individually, it will be very difficult. They will not even be interested because they are no longer at a stage where they enjoy doing things on their own. A child who is 2 years, and we normally call it private language. They now begin to make friendships, make friends, and they enjoy being associated with their friends, and they enjoy being with those that are of their own sex. Meaning, now at this age, they are aware of gender. So they know the difference between boy and girl. If you try to push that they wear a dress if they're a boy, they will refuse. Unlike currently 2 years old, you can give them anything to wear. They will not even mind. But they are now sensitive if they are this age. No. I don't want that shoe. You know? Why? They have grown up. They are mature enough now to know the difference between boy stuff and girl stuff. Toys. They are able to differentiate toys for girls and toys for boys. So teachers, they need to take advantage of this, knowing that when you want them to participate in any activity to do with learning that you are coming up with, make sure you incorporate what they are able to do and what they enjoy. Like the issue of stories. You're dealing with children of this age, use a lot of stories. Give them opportunities to tell stories. Give them an opportunity to read, sit down and listen to stories. Put lessons in stories. As a matter of fact, it is already easy just because books for children of this age, they are full of stories. Even if they are talking about the numbers, they will put a story to a number. They will put a story to a letter. Letter A. Put a story as if they are talking about an animal, whilst they are trying to talk about letter A. The alphabet is presented in form of a song. Yeah. It's presented in form of a song, which is actually a story on its own. So you as a teacher, you also make sure that you do your things in line with this way of living that the children. This time they are two places. The children are in two places. So you can't keep them sitting down for a long time. They'll get bored. Even if you want to teach them something like an academic subject, you should make sure that it is brief, not 30 minutes. 15 minutes is enough. The rest of the minutes, let them do a song, let them stand up, or do a testing in the air, or let them go outside to do a game, to do with the same, whilst you know they are learning. But today they think they are playing, because it is now their nature at that age to be doing things that way. If you do it your own way, they will they will not be interested. You will think ana wavuta ndova na zero. They are okay. They are okay. Yeah. Some subjects are good to be introduced this time. If you talk about morals, religion, introducing them this time when they are 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, it's good. Why? Because they now learn. They are aware. They have the skills of being friendly, trustworthiness, honesty. It means it's about and if you talk to them about being good, don't fight, don't be rude to parents, they can easily grasp it. Kuna mwana wa 2 years, one wa 2 years, mamuza zimezozo, zingorowe na kugurukia. Okay? Yeah, so that's what we are saying for our children in terms of their social development, to help us know what we should do whenever we are engaging with them in a preschool program. It means when it comes to planning as well, when you're planning for the activities that the children should undergo in the day and for the rest of the week, the timetable should give more time for play. We call it free play. Having a free time play. Free play time, or free play. Yeah. The timetable has to allocate more time for that. Actually, in a preschool program, there has to be 2 occasions where the children are engaged in free play. We're going to talk about that as we go along. I don't know whether many Munavita, when you were visiting the schools, we were able to see these things. So we've got free play time, which is supposed to happen in the morning when they just arrive. And then there's a free play time which should happen either before break or after break. Usually this one is an outdoor play. And it has to be minimum 60 minutes for a half-day program. Let's say 3, 4, then the free play has to be 1 hour. Why are we allocating more time for free play? The reason is what I've already said. The children at this time, this age, what they do best is play. Yeah. Of course, the play saves other roles as well. Yeah? It makes them to have to achieve physical maturity, so on and so forth. But the other thing is that this time the children engage in a lot of play because that is what naturally is happening in their lives. So apart from teaching them, they also have to have time for play. Fine. So let's now look at emotional and the psychological development of children at this age. This is now, preschool, as we mentioned earlier. We're talking about social. Now let's look at the emotional and the psychological. So emotions have to do with our state of inner feeling, like feeling of joy, fear, anxiety, excitement, sadness. Okay? So we want to look at our children that are in preschool. And we want to understand emotionally, psychologically, what are the characteristics? What are they like? Because if you miss, then it's going to be difficult to deal with these children. But when we understand it, just like in the social development, then we can easily, match whatever we're doing with their characteristics, so that what we're doing is appropriate. So we're saying emotional development. You are looking at the state of inner feeling of the person, right? And when we talk about psychology, we are talking about the mental state of the person. Mental state of the person. We are talking of motivation of the person, and also behavior of a person. That's psychology. So emotional and the psychological development are related, are very much related, because all these things, they motivate human behavior. They determine your behavior, isn't it? Yeah. So behavior is simply the action that you and me will take as a result of certain reasons. So, for example, if you're sad, you lose the energy to do things. When you are feeling sad, you lose the energy to do things. And that's why most people who are sad, they'll end up being alone. They will isolate themselves. They will be alone, thinking about whatever is making them sad. They'll move away from the group. Even if the group is happy and enjoying the sun, they would rather love being alone silent at a certain corner, which is freezing. Right? Why? Because of the state of their emotions. Sad. The opposite. If they are excited and happy, they wouldn't want just to be alone. They would want everyone to share their happiness. Isn't it? And even the energy shoots up. Then the energy shoots up. People will have the energy to go to Salima to enjoy just because they are happy. Somebody will say, hey, it's my birthday. Hey, that concert. Hey, that I'm going to graduate. All sorts of reasons to make them happy, giving them the energy. They will move all over the place. So that behavior is because of their emotions. Their state of emotion. And not only state of emotion, I've also talked about the psychology. Yeah. So motivation. We've got two forms of motivation. It is indeed internal motivation and external motivation. So internal motivation is basically the inner desires that the person has. That's internal motivation, the inner desires. And those ones, they are the ones that they will influence how you're going to react. People will only see your reaction, your behavior. They will not know the reasons behind your behavior, your desire. Right? For example, if you are so ambitious, maybe let me give you an example that you as a student, you will appreciate. Yeah. If you're ambitious, to say me, you say on that, but I want to get 6 points. Can you sleep? No, you can't. You keep the whole night awake studying. Whilst others are sleeping, you are awake. If you haven't told anybody, people will just get surprised. Why you have got an inner desire, right? That one is driving you to behave that way. So that's what we call psychology. It's what is going on inside of you. It could be the desire. It could be just something that is going through in your mind. Ambitions, desires, intentions, targets, goals. They may make you to behave in a certain manner. So every behavior is influenced by something. It can be emotions, it can be the state of psychology. So children are not spared. Children also have emotions. Children also have their own psychology. And it is what influences different forms of behavior. Yeah, but since we are talking about children, let me also talk about external motivation. Behave based on external motivation. So what is external motivation? External motivation means things that influence behavior, but from the external, outside of the person. Things that motivate behavior, but from outside the person. So things like gifts, things like the environment. It can be the nature of the classroom, the presence of teaching and learning materials, equipment, toys, so on and so forth. The behavior of the teacher, the behavior of the parents, the weather itself. These are external things that will, one way or another, motivate somebody's behavior. We are talking of rewards, remarks, punishment, what else? Gifts, I've already mentioned, right? The way we react when the child has done something. Those are external stimuli. Stimulus in the group. So all those things will also modify behavior. So if we want to understand the behavior of children, we need to understand their emotional and the psychological state to understand what drives their behaviors, and then we can easily handle and manage them we can easily provide education which is suitable for them, and we can easily modify their behavior. So, what are the emotional and psychological development characteristics of children in preschool? 2 to 3 years, 3 to 5 years. At this time, when he's 2 to 3 years, the child is loving, responsive, but still selfish. Loving, responsive, but still selfish. Okay? Is anxious. The child is usually anxious, but needs reassurance and to be comforted. Is anxious. Child at 2 years is still anxious, and he needs reassurance and to be comforted. Typically, the child is afraid of the dark. Even domestic pets can frighten him or her. Afraid of the dark. Even domestic pets can frighten him. Interestingly, the child at this stage does not know the difference between a dream and a reality. Interestingly, the child at this stage cannot differentiate between a dream and reality.
That means when they are sleeping, they feel like they are not at ease.
To them, they realize this is happening. Okay, 3 years to 5 years typically. They use language to express emotions. They use language to express emotions. So instead of crying or shouting or tantrums, they will now talk. Yeah, I'm angry, I don't like it, I don't like this at this time. So they're using language instead of physical expressions. Number 2, they can fairly control their emotions. Fairly control emotions. Meaning, they may change the emotions. They are erratic. They may like what they previously hated, and then change again. So they are not very, very mature when it comes to controlling their emotions, but at least different from when they were 2 years. Number 3, they don't fear strange situations and persons like before. They don't fear strange situations and persons like before, but they develop relatively increased fear of imaginary creatures. But they develop relatively increased fear of imaginary creatures, like in the dark and also serious bodily harm. Develops relatively create imaginary pictures. So you can't send a child to go fetch something in the park this age. They will not go. Right? They enjoy showing off. They enjoy showing off, and they are boastful. So the implication could be teachers this time. Yeah, teachers this time, they should give them more challenging work to do, because they are fond of showing off. They are boastful, just because this time they are able to do certain things on their own very well. So teachers should give them challenging work this time, and the teacher should only give genuine praise and encouragement. Teachers should only give genuine praise and encouragement, so that he or she can render their boastfulness useless. Because they feel like a figure. Yeah. At this age, they are self-centered, irritable, and aggressive. Self-centered, irritable, and aggressive. But they can still be loving, friendly, cooperative at the same time. More importantly, they are very curious, find it difficult to accept failure and frustrations. At this stage, they are very curious, find it difficult to accept failure and frustrations. Okay, because of this lesson, I want you to go and do a review. I want you to go and do a review of Erik Erikson's social development theory. Stage number 3 and 4. I want you to do a review of that social development theory by Erik Erikson, stage 3 and 4. Stage 3 and 4 should be stage 3, which should be called independence versus initiative versus guilt. Let me just verify. Erik Erikson, where are you? This is called psychosocial development. Psychosocial development of children, stage